to my channel, or welcome back. So today is a barrel race, not a jackpot though. This is kind of a rodeo. So my hometown does a 4th of July rodeo, but you have to try out for barrels at it, and I've never actually made it in. I always embarrass myself. So last year I actually didn't try out because I knew I didn't have the horse. But this year I'm gonna try out and we'll see how it goes. I'm super tired last night. We went to watch Toy Story 5 and we didn't get home till 12, which means I didn't get to bed till like 1:30. So I'm exhausted. And then I woke up at 7 to give Remy her Butte and her medication. So I'm exhausted, but we'll see how today goes. And I want to bring you guys along. Hopefully I can make it in. If not, oh well. I'll try again next year. Let's get into it. So my sister ended up bringing her horse Checkers instead of Apache, because Apache has actually been in this arena before, and yeah, he ditched me because I rode him. So she ended up bringing Checkers, and I also ended up loading up all the horses for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. And Keeper and Mercy were photo bombing or video bombing. I don't know what you would call this. But yeah. So I loaded up Checkers, and then of course I brought Remy, and I just braided her mane before this. So it did not look the best. The weather forecast is also pretty sketchy. It's only like a 5-minute drive from our house. So it was raining the entire time. More like drizzling, but not the best weather to ride in. And obviously Checkers is bigger than Remy, so Checkers went in first and then Remy went in. And I closed the divider. Checkers definitely made it easier on Remy than Nacho does. And Nacho did not end up coming just because it was tryouts for a big rodeo, barrels, and nothing more. I only use Nacho for barrels if Remy's injured, so yeah. And then Strawberry was not gonna come, but I didn't know if Checkers would be at the trailer while Remy's there, so I just brought Strawberry just in case. I threw some hay on the ground because I wasn't sure how long we would be there for. We were there for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours, so quite a long time. And it was funny, everyone actually thought I would ride Strawberry or someone else would ride her in the tryouts, but I'm like, no, she's just here for emotional support. So I just tied her up right there, and I did grab some extra food. I don't know why. I think I was anxious, but it definitely was a lot of pressure on me today, so I did my best to try to keep myself distracted.
Found a junk drawer on a rainy Tuesday. Old receipts, a single key. Then you smiling at me. It's a Polaroid, the colors bled to hazy red from that perfect sunset hanging overhead. A coffee stain is on the corner, a tiny tear along the side. In this quiet room, there's nowhere left to hide. Just a faded Polaroid in my pocket, a tiny ghost of that one highway. I trace the edge with my thumb and let my memory drive. We were singing off-key classics under neon dynalights. Now it's just a faded Polaroid in my pocket, and you're living in my mind tonight. for a second. Let's just run away. Just a faded Polaroid in my pocket, a tiny ghost of that one highway. I trace the edge with my thumb and let my memory dry. We were singing off-key classics under neon dying lights. Now it's just a faded Polaroid in my pocket, and you're living in my mind tonight. Living in my mind. Oh, that one highway in my mind tonight. In my mind tonight.
Alright, there wasn't really a warm-up area. You really warmed up in the arena, but by the time I got there tacked up, it was full. So, or they were grading it. But I did find this hill that I walked Remy up and down a lot because she was really antsy, like pawing at the ground, rearing up, bucking, and just not being herself, which later you will see why. But yeah, I just walked her up and down this hill a lot, and by the time I was done, she felt a lot more responsive and respectful. Definitely interesting. I didn't get many videos of warming up just because it was chaotic. The rodeo grounds was huge, and it was hard for my videoer to follow me around everywhere. But I did end up getting like 30 minutes of walking in and 25 minutes of trotting and then some loping as well. So she did get a nice long warm up before I went in the arena. She was shaking her head a lot, pawing, just not being herself, but that's okay. And I found out reason why is she was full of energy. I went in that arena and she just was out of control, but she knew the pattern, so she just did it. It was a really good run though. I was really happy with it. Our time was a 20-second run, so our average time around there. I think it was like 20.3, but I was really happy with it. I just came out of that arena with a huge smile on my face. I backed Remy up at the gate just to remind her that, like, I'm in charge here. Hey guys, so we just got back from tryouts and I made it in. I will be competing on the 3rd or... no, the 2nd. I'll be competing on the 2nd. Remy did amazing. But yeah, I honestly could not be happier with how it went. We had a good run. The ground was a bit crappy, but that is okay. It obviously did not affect us. But if you haven't like, comment, and subscribe, do that. I am going to go work, get these guys their food and water. Well, they got water. Get them some food, give Remy her grain and all the treats possible. And the rodeo is obviously on the 4th, the 1st to the 4th of July. And that same weekend, there is going to be a parade. So stay tuned for that. And like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Bye, guys.